This is the rage right now. Are these purebred birds, and the rarer they are, the more expensive. Green Fire Farms sells day-old chicks for $199.
Wow.
Some of the rarest birds in the world.
Wow.
Coyotes. How are you keeping the coyotes from eating your chicken?
We even live on a street called Coyote Canyon.
But
I don't want to say it out loud, but knock on wood, we haven't had any problems.
Okay, the whole property is fenced, okay? So there's a fence, and you know, you read these things, coyotes can jump 6 foot straight up, and when a coyote is in pursuit of something, or when any animal, whatever it may be, is in pursuit of food, there's very little else in the world that is going to stop it from trying to do that. So luckily the perimeter of that 10 acres is all fenced in, and we don't have anything right on the edge of the fence. I mean, it's not like a fence like you have here where it's walls. It's just wire mesh fence or whatever. I'm sure if a coyote was determined enough and there was like somebody taunting it right on the other side of the fence, it would figure out how to dig a hole and get to it. But what we tried to do was go towards the center of our property where there's some trees and some shrubs and some coverage, and put the area where they're in there. And it's really, a coyote would have to be moseying by the property line and see something super far away, and it is just a lot of obstacles mentally for that predator to try and pursue that animal when you can go chase a bunny that's running wild. So you do want to be mindful, you know, if you live in a neighborhood, that your dog, if your neighbor's dog's right on the other side of a board, or you know, like a wood fence, and your chickens are right there and he can see through there, there's like a lot of motivation for that animal to pursue that you know, victim.
Our dog protects them too. Now that our dog's used to the chickens, they'll keep the coyotes away. They'll bark like crazy because we don't have any fencing. We're just open land. But our dog usually barks away any.
Yeah,
any
if you've
predator.
got bigger animals.
I mean, I guess if they wanted them, they would.
Bigger animals definitely deter. You know, our neighbor's got llamas. Or was it a llama or an alpaca or something?
A llama.
She's got llamas, and she says those things are phenomenal at
Just
keeping
get a
away
llama.
predators. Yeah, get a llama.
Go buy a llama.
Keep them with the chickens.
Go hatch a llama.
You'll figure it out. I was just going to say, too, it's almost Easter time, and I've seen in the past so many times where families, oh, let's get little baby chicks, you know, they want to play with for the kids and stuff, and then they kind of don't know what to do with the chicks or what. Or I've seen families where they because the cost is low, they get a whole bunch of chickens, and then they got like too many chickens. So you want to keep mindful of that too, because like at least I am at this point trying to convince my husband, but we don't want to get any more than like 5 or 6 because there's just 2 of us. So if you start getting too many, then you got to worry about the feed, you know, because you do have to get that mash and all that for a lot more chickens.
Yeah.
So
And for
you need to
hatcheries,
keep that in mind.
hatcheries require a certain number. How many?
25.
25. So you need to go in on it with someone else if you're not wanting all 25.
Yeah.
But like I say, some of them now have the city packs. They're a little more
Oh,
expensive,
yeah,
so you
okay.
can get
smaller
4 or 5 or 6
Do you want to go in
hens.
any processing of it? I mean, I don't know where we're at with chickens as far as right now. They're just fun and they lay eggs. But some, you know, there's meat breeds out there, and there is a whole lot of, you know, there's a lot of that stuff you can learn on YouTube. I mean, it's phenomenal. Like the things you can watch a video where somebody shows you step by step how to take a chicken and turn it into dinner, you know, or how to take a rabbit and turn it into dinner, you know. It's not, you know, you got to kind of be a little thick-skinned about some of that stuff, and the way we teach our kids when we're doing it and stuff is, you know, the 6-year-old, not the 3-year-old, but is that we give that animal the best life we can, and part of what that animal is giving us in return is food and nourishment and stuff like that, and there's no being mean, there's no abusing it, there's just, you know. And those animals, those chickens, if you do raise them up for meat, and you give them that life, and then you take them to you know, butcher them and eat them, that animal has had a completely different experience of life than what you go and get a store bought. I mean, the life that it's lived, the slaughtering process that it went through, the humane treatment that you're going to give it because it's personal to you. There's a tremendous, you know, value there for that.
I was just going to ask, like, what you guys do for water and food. Do you do it every day, or do you have a system set up?
For the chickens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice a day we feed the
Yeah.
chickens in the morning. go out there in the morning and we feed them. You know, we've got it figured out where you'll figure out what works for you. You might have a cup, however many chickens you may have, and you may say, okay, this green cup, when I do it, that's enough for all. Whatever, we've got a scooper and we put X amount of scoops in, and for 25, 26 total roosters and hens, you know, we give them, you know, a few pounds of feed, and we put it out there. So we get feed in the morning, and they're all eager to see it. They're like your dog when you've been on vacation for a week and you come in the door. Those chickens are like, the food guy's here. So you give them, you know, the food. Always got to have fresh water. Every animal, all day long, has got to have fresh water. And if it's cold, if you live where it snows, make sure it's not iced up. If you live where it gets hot, keep that water in the shade and maybe change it a couple times. You know, what we've learned to do is we've got a big barrel, like a 55-gallon barrel with no top and a lid that we kind of set on it. And so that thing we fill up with water once a week or so. That way we can take the water trays and just scoop them up and set them on there. But that's because there's not a hose right nearby. When we were in our house in Palm Desert, we had hoses. You know, we just went over and we'd fill it or whatever. So they always need to have access to fresh water, whether it's middle of winter or middle of summer. That's super important. And so the water you just constantly keep. As far as feeding them, usually they like to get fed in the morning as soon as you can mosey on out there and give them some food, and then again near the evening. Imagine when they start getting dark, they're going to want to go back into roost. So maybe about an hour before that, they'd like a second feed. That's how we do it. If anybody, you have chickens, right? Do you feed the same way twice a day, or?
We would just feed. I don't actually have them right now. We're taking a little break, but we would just throw feed in the morning, and then they had about 4 acres, and they'd go around and they'd actually eat the horse poop too.
Oh yeah, they'll dig through all that stuff.
It was like, oh, it's fresh, come on.
Yeah, I know. There's some good stuff in that poop.
It's okay. We'll see our dog chewing on one. We're like, what are you doing, dude?
On a big old fresh piece.
So chickens are a little tough if you live literally with neighbors all around you, and your city doesn't say it's okay, and your neighbors aren't getting silenced by your bartering of eggs for them. You know, it might not be the best move if it's just, the last thing you want to do is have to get attached and get ready for eggs, and then right when they start laying them, they get noisy that first month. When they start laying them, that's when the heat's going to come on you from neighbors. Last thing you want to do is been waiting all that time, start to get an egg, and then find out you got to get rid of them. So just, you know, be cautious as you go forward. The second kind of thing we want to talk about homesteading is bunnies, and that's strictly basic, you know, food for, you know, the meat. Okay.
They're meat rabbits.
Meat rabbit. The meat that you get from a rabbit is so much healthier than the meat you can get from a chicken. Even the white meat from the chicken. And amazing how healthy rabbit, how lean it is, how low in cholesterol it is. And the cool thing about rabbits is they are not noisy. They don't cluck when they don't lay eggs. They don't need as much room.
They multiply.
They're very prolific.
How many people have had like rabbit meat?
Anybody ever had rabbit meat?
There you go.
Anybody got rabbits right now that you raise, like meat rabbits? Yeah. Do you guys live here in town, like in this, like a track home type? Do you have chickens? No, sorry.
We have chickens, rabbits, a pig.
You got pig? Nice.
In a track home?
Yeah.
And your
What?
neighbors do they know?
They know.
They know.
They found out. What kind of rabbits?
Oh,
okay. What kind of rabbits do you guys have?
They're the kids' pets.
Oh, okay.
They're not meat rabbits.
No.
But we
The kids.
get rabbits other ways.
Yeah.
But we're in the process with the chickens that we've heard, because our girls are homeschooled, that if you get them involved in a 4-H program and you label it educational, that there's ways around.
Yeah, there's a permit
cool.
you can fill out if
Wonderful.
you live in a tract home. It's not we're rural agricultural, but it's still a tract home. So if you fill out the form and take it into Riverside County, because actually we've had our chickens for going on, I don't know, 3 years now, and one of our neighbors just complained.
Wow.
So we had code enforcement show up, say we're not allowed to have chickens, but we're members of 4-H.
We are now.
So
Wonderful.
So you can fill out the form and take it into the county, and you're exempt.
Great piece of information. So glad you shared that.
You did the form after the complaint.
But you should do it before, honestly.
Yeah.
Really simple.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And where do you get that form?
It's on the, I don't know the exact, it was hard to find actually.
Yeah.
They don't want you to find it, but it's a 4-H exemption form for poultry.
So if you just Google 4-H exemption form.
It doesn't pop up that easy.
Oh, no.
No, it doesn't. I'm telling you, it's buried.
I could forward you the link.
I can send you the
It
link.
takes some searching.
If you could probably give that to Sue, maybe,
Yeah.
so
I'll
that
send
she
it to
can
the
pass it
barn
around.
email
Because she'll
if you
pass that
can,
on.
and then I'll